has been around for a long time. Back after the wars, gay men were discharged and they were sent to cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Atlanta, and New York, and they were discharged because they discovered they were gay while in the military, and they stayed in those cities. And we now see that those are kind of the gay meccas where prides and all those events happen. Lesbians formed their first group in 1956, the Daughters of Bilitis, and then in 1968, now the National Organization of Women wanted to ban lesbians because they were a lavender menace, and Betty Friedan wanted them all out. And my joke is always the next morning when Now woke up, there was 3 people left, and they decided they need to look at that. And they found, in fact, that the lesbian issues that they were facing also dealt with feminism, and by 1972 Now became a staunch supporter of LGBT rights. We also see the first bisexual and transgender terms being used there. And we see this month as June with Pride, the celebration of Stonewall. There was a lot of groups that were around earlier than 1969, but a small bar in New York was raided by police routinely. And one night, the LGBT community that was there stood up and fought back the police. And it started a week of riots in New York and sparked a civil rights movement across the entire country for LGBT individuals not to be harassed. Their pictures would usually be taken, they would be put in the newspaper, and the next day they would lose their job. Another big step was in 1973 when homosexuality was removed from the Diagnostics and Statistical Manual, the DSM, because prior to that, individuals could lose their job or be committed for being gay. And then obviously in the 1980s there was a huge community growth when HIV and AIDS united the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community. Since 1996, there has been an attempt to get protections under the law for sexual orientation and now gender identity. Because if you look at the U.S. map, you can see that in the states that are in blue, those are states that have protections based on sexual orientation and gender identity.